Anthony, a really tough way to bow out. How'd you see that 80 minutes?
Yeah, it was really tough. Obviously, the start was a little bit surreal in some ways. Losing Tolu and Jake the first 2 tackles of the game, but that was the cards we were dealt. I was really proud of the guys. I thought we kept fighting really hard. The Roosters were too good for us tonight. That was the reality of it. But we fought hard, and when we tried to stay in that contest, and probably what could go wrong went wrong in many respects tonight.
Have you seen a more brutal start to a game? What were you thinking up there on the coast?
It was to lose, obviously, Jake and Ches are our 2 leaders, so to lose one of those guys, and obviously, Tolu, gained a lot of confidence off the back of his finals performance last week. So we lost a fair bit of strike when Tolu went off, but I thought Benny Trebojevic come on and did a really good job. He hadn't trained all week at centre. He expected to come on and play back row, so I thought he did a good job coming off the bench there.
Daly, what was it like out there in that opening 30 seconds?
Yeah, it's not a bad word, surreal. You just don't ever plan for anything like that. So I thought we did our best considering, but ultimately, that's just not the start you need in a semi-final game. So there's a lot to be proud of this year. There's a lot to be proud of tonight, but ultimately we just weren't good enough, and that's a little bit disappointing at the moment.
Ches, how did you regroup? Obviously, losing those 2 players, and as Seib said, you lost your other leader. What did you say to the guys?
We just tried to calm down. We obviously started with the greatest of intentions, and sometimes with that you can get yourself in the wrong spots when you're going a bit too crazy and a bit too hard. But our physicality, our intent, it was all there to start the game. But ultimately, we were really unlucky with 2 head knocks in the first 2 tackles, and then from there we did try and settle into the game, but again we just weren't good enough tonight.
Seibs, where do you think ultimately they beat you tonight?
Well, they had a lot of possession, so and some of that was our own doing, but they seemed to win the ruck. Like when they were carrying the footy, they seemed to win the ruck there, and then they stayed in the tackle quite a bit. We didn't get a 6 again for the entire night, so there's a fair bit of liberty taken in the tackles, and they did a good job. And obviously the referees are the reality of it is they're refereeing a little bit different to the regular season, which is okay. You've got to try and adapt and handle that, but I think they adapted to that better than us tonight. And for a lot of the game, it was almost 60% possession against us, and there was. There's a few things that we needed to be a little bit better with, but as far as the spirit that the guys showed, I think everyone could see that the guys stayed in the contest and the fight. They were trying really hard to the end, and that's why I've enjoyed coaching this group. They're a good group of men, and they've worked hard for a common cause, and ultimately weren't quite good enough.
So do you feel like you took some steps forward this year? But what does this team have to do to take the next steps forward? Do you think?
That's not one for now. I think that's important to reflect on that. We've made enormous strides this year. We've made enormous strides. We're down to the last 6, right? So there's a whole heap of other teams that would be, love to be in our position. So made some good steps forward, and we'll have a good look at that. That's not one that you come off the field and think, we need to do A, B, C. That's one for a bit of consideration and have a bit of a break. It's been a big year for us, guys, because we started over in Vegas and we've been going for a long time now, and guys like Ches and Jake had the origin load as well. So it's been a really positive year. It's been a really enjoyable year. They're a good group of men, as I said, and we've worked hard for a common cause, but ultimately the Roosters were too good tonight.
Ches, what about for yourself? Do you reflect on this season as just a successful one, as hard as it is right now?
Yeah, right now it's really hard. It's always a really hollow feeling when you've played your last game for the season, so that just doesn't go away. It does feel, a bit disappointing, but if I do take a step back and look at our season, we've made huge strides, and we should be proud of a lot of things that we've done this year. And getting to week 2 of the finals is something to be proud of for sure.
Well, good. Thanks, guys. What happened to Tommy now? Does he need surgery? Is he?
I'm not sure of that, Brad. Yeah.
Mel will be on the phone, no doubt.
Yeah. Well, I'd love to see Turbo represent the Kangaroos, but I'm not actually sure whether he needs an operation or not. That's hasn't been in conversations with me, but we'll get a check on all our players. I think we'll get our medicals on all the guys on Tuesday and work out who's available for the rep footy and who's not. yeah, so that's the next sort of thing that we've got on.
What about yourself, Chaz? Are you available?
Yeah, if I get picked, I'd love to.
Yeah.
I know where I stand, so we'll see what happens in the next couple of weeks. But yeah, if I'm picked, yeah, it'd be good.